Hey, my lovelies, how are you all doing today? I pray that you guys are doing well and that you are ready to receive some of the goodness that I have for you all today. Welcome to episode 5. Can you guys believe it? We are already at episode 5, but we are at episode 5 of Godfidentiality with Just Syai. I am Saida, and this episode today, y'all, this episode is bound to have you breaking off some things, and I pray that it releases you in ways that you never even thought of. Because today we are going to be talking about being over capacity and setting boundaries. Now, I know, it might be an issue for some of us because I'm going to be very honest and transparent. It was a little difficult for me as well, but I did it. And I know that if I can do it, you can too. So let me share with you some of the things that I did that have worked and still work to this day. So are you ready? All right, y'all, let's dig in. All right, guys, let me ask you a question. Have you ever just sat and said to yourself, I got a lot going on my plate, or there is too much going on right now? Even I am so tired. I wish I had more hours in the day. I know I've said it. Have you? Okay, it's not just me. All right, because it's good to know that I'm not alone when I say these things. But we have so many titles in life: husband, wife, sister, brother, good friend, employee, and the such, because as we all know, the list goes on and on and on. And we often find ourselves taking on so many things to the point that we tire ourselves out, stretch ourselves thin, or even worse, as we in the church say, we burn out. How do we ensure that we are not over capacity in all areas of our lives, not just one area, every area? And this is the thing that I've struggled with, and sometimes I still struggle with, but I have been slowly learning how to put myself in a place that no longer keeps me overwhelmed with activities and the burdens of everyone else. Taking on the worries, the burdens, the cares, the requests of everyone else can wear anyone out. So, how do you create space for yourself without hurting someone's feelings? Create boundaries, healthy ones, for your physical, your mental, your spiritual, and emotional health. Boundaries. Boundaries are what everyone needs in their life to ensure that they are taking care of themselves to the fullest ability. Everyone needs boundaries. Boundaries are not standards. That is something totally different. And we may talk about that on a different episode. But boundaries, healthy ones, protect you from burnout. It protects you from being hurt and having angry emotions towards others who really don't mean any harm or have ill intent when they are asking you for help or they are asking you to do things. They're asking because you're the person that says yes all the time. They're asking because you're the caring, the compassionate one, the genuine one, the helpful person who often gets taken advantage of because, and I'm going to keep it real with y'all, we say yes all the time. We always say yes. They ask because you are the person they can depend on and you are the reliable one. And I had to take a look at some hard truths in this place. I was hurt. I was angry. I was disappointed with people who were asking for my help. I was screaming, can't they see I'm tired? Can't they see that I already have a lot going on? Why am I the go to all the time? It was so overwhelming for me. And I was screaming, why can't they see these things? And I was in prayer and I was asking God, what am I doing wrong? And how do I stop this vicious cycle? And what God showed me was that it was my choice to accept appointments instead of assignments. And that is what was hurting me. Saying yes wasn't the issue. God wants us to help people in need, and He wants us to be a help to others in their time because He says that in His word. However, we have to be led by God in all things. And I wanted to get out of this vicious cycle. I was in a vicious cycle of hurt and resentment. And not just for myself, I wanted to get out of this cycle, but for my family. There were some things that I needed to change, and I needed to put it into action quickly. My family was suffering. I was saying yes to everyone else. And it seems like when my family was asking me to do things, I already had other plans, and it just wasn't working for my family dynamic anymore. And so I had to put together some hard boundaries that helped to pull me out of that vicious cycle of being over capacity. So, first things first, I put together a calendar. And I want you guys to do this as well. Put together a calendar for yourself. Schedule as much time and care for yourself as you can. This will help you to see the areas where you have a break to catch up on your favorite shows, check out a movie, go to a new restaurant, read a book, maybe visit someone who you've been meaning to catch up with. It could be a good friend or even family. And it will just also give you space to do absolutely nothing if you so choose. Having a calendar has been amazing because it helps you to say to people, let me check my calendar and let you know. And before you make any definitive plans to do anything that may overcapacitate you, you can say, I'm not available. I will tell you guys, this has been a lifesaver for me because my children have activities and we have other events with church and, just personal things that come up. And these things are important. And I need to make sure that I make time to be present. Saying that I can't or I don't have the time for them is no longer an option for my family. I need to make time. It's the same for you. You need to be present in your family's life. You need to be present in your own life. That means something. You need to be present. So if you are constantly taking time to do things for others, when you do, you put that time to recharge, refill, and refuel yourself. So get you a calendar and stick to it. That's the main thing, sticking to it. I will tell you, sometimes it's a little bit more harder to stick to certain things. I've gotten a little bit better with saying, nope, I'm not available on that day. I already have something to do. And not overcapacitating myself, because what I would used to do is say, well, what time do you need me to be there? Because I can go do what I need to do at this time and then run over and be there for you at that time. And that was beginning to wear me out. So one event a day. That's what I try to do. One event a day. If I find that I have too many events back to back to back, I will say I'm not able to make it because I do need to make time for myself. I do need to make time for my family. So I'm trying to ensure that I'm spacing out my events so that I'm not overbooking myself. So I strongly urge you guys to do that. Get a calendar and, like I said, do your best to stick to what you put on the calendar, including your self-care time. Second, it is okay to say no. Saying no without any further explanation if you so choose. Now, I won't be too mean. If you want to be extremely nice about it, you can say, no, I'm not able to do that on that day. Or you can say, no, I won't be able to make it. But one thing I urge you and anyone I speak to in regards to this matter is to never, ever, 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 ever apologize for something that you are doing that is beneficial to your health. whether it's your mental, your spiritual, your emotional, your physical. Don't make any apologies for it. If you're unable to be somewhere or you just have no desire to be there for any reason, that is okay. And you can say no. Your no is a complete sentence and it is sufficient, just like God's grace. When I was speaking earlier about me praying to God about what I was doing wrong and how I could fix it, when I was in a still place, God said, "You always say yes. Say no. It's okay." And I felt so relieved because I was saying yes because I thought that's what God wanted. I not realizing that I was making appointments and God assigns us assignments. I was making my own agenda, my own appointments. And he said, it's okay to say no appointments because you should only be saying yes to what and who God has assigned you to. So I want you to feel comfortable saying no. When you get that little in your spirit and you're saying, I don't think this is the right thing for me to do. When you get that little flex and you having some issues, it's okay for you to say no. It's okay. Lastly, do not let the dramas, the situationships, the entanglements, the burdens of others overtax you and fill your capacity. And that includes family. It's okay to be that good friend or family member that's there when they need a shoulder to cry on, go out, get some good food, or even be on the phone with them while they may be going through a little something, help them move, or even if God leads you to do it, to loan your resources. However, it is okay to say, please keep me out of these types of issues and dramas. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to be involved in this. I am not going to ride with you to go do some crazy stuff. I will be praying for you in your need. Limiting your interactions with friends and family who breed drama is the best practice in the world. If they only see you on a hey, hi, hello, good day, goodbye, or see you at the next family function kind of basis, it makes it very difficult to get caught up. So prepare yourself because they're going to say you're hurting their feelings. They're going to try to make you feel guilty for not wanting to partake in the drama. They want you to validate their negative feelings or thoughts, or even, like I said, go with them to some mess, but keep your ground. I promise you the positive will always outweigh the negative. Your peace, your time, your energy is valuable and it should be treated as worth more than the weight of gold. I promise you, you will not regret it for putting any of these things in place. Now, these are just some of the boundaries that I have used to help me remain in a place that keeps me sane, that keeps me grounded and available for my family and myself. And I have many, many more, but I want to know what boundaries you have. What did I miss? Let me know. Hit me up on any of my socials and let me know. Remember, there is only one you. Don't allow others to empty your cup until there is none for you. You are needed. And like I said before, your time, your energy, your wisdom is valuable. And remember, your no is sufficient, just like God's grace. Well, lovelies, we have come to the end of this episode for today. I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for listening. And I want you guys to remember the 3 takeaways from today's episode. Get a calendar, physical or digital. Either one works very well. Number 2, it's okay to say no, especially if it's an appointment and not an assignment. And last but certainly not least, don't let everyone else's issues overburden or overtax you. I ask that you share this episode with a friend or family member who you think would benefit from hearing this episode on today. Don't leave them out on all of this goodness. They deserve to hear it too. And remember, if you would like to be the first of all things going on, send me a question, request a prayer, send words of encouragement, become a sponsor. Please send an email to justsci@gmail.com. And remember, hit that like, that subscribe, that follow button so that you can be notified as soon as a new episode drops. And I want to say I love you all to wholeness. And until next time, I want you guys to remember to just breathe.